Imagine you're driving on a normal day, nothing dramatic. You're just going home, going to work, or maybe coming back from the range. You are a legal gun owner. You are carrying in a way you believe is lawful. Your firearm is not the problem in your mind because you did everything right. Then you see flashing lights in your mirror. A traffic stop is one of the most underestimated moments for gun owners. Not because you plan to do anything wrong, but because a traffic stop is not a casual chat. It is a legal event. It is also a stressful moment for the officer and for you. In that stress, one extra sentence, one unnecessary explanation, one small gesture toward your firearm can change the direction of your entire life. The biggest mistake is not the gun. The biggest mistake is talking too much. Most people think, if I'm polite and honest, I'll be fine. Politeness is good. Respect is smart. But oversharing is dangerous. Officers ask questions to collect information, not to build friendship. Even simple questions can become pieces of a bigger story. When you are nervous, your brain tries to fill silence. You start explaining things that were never asked. You start adding details to sound more innocent. But those details can create confusion, contradictions, or legal openings you did not intend. Here's the reality. The roadside is not a courtroom, and it is not your chance to win. The roadside is where people accidentally build a case against themselves with their own words. So let's talk about how to handle a traffic stop when you are carrying, in simple English, in a way you can actually remember when your heart is beating fast. First, your body language matters as much as your words. Pull over safely. Stop in a well-lit area if possible. Put the car in park. If it's dark, turn on the interior light. Roll the window down enough to communicate. Most important, keep your hands visible on the steering wheel. Do not start digging around for your wallet, your registration, or anything else while the officer is walking up. If you reach suddenly, the officer does not know if you are reaching for documents or reaching for a weapon. When the officer arrives, be polite. Basic respect keeps things calmer. If asked for your license, registration, and insurance, provide them. But don't move fast. Tell the officer where the documents are before you reach. For example, my registration is in the glove box. How would you like me to get it? Then wait for instructions. This one habit can prevent so many problems. Now let's bring in the gun owner part. Many gun owners make a good guy mistake. They think they should prove they are responsible by giving extra information like, "Officer, just so you know, I have a gun right there in the glove box." And then they point or glance toward it, or worse, they start reaching. In their mind, they are helping. In reality, they may trigger fear and escalation. Even if nothing violent happens, the stop can suddenly become much more intense. You can be pulled out, disarmed, searched, detained, and questioned harder than you expected. Another big issue is duty to inform. This is where people get crushed by assuming the law is the same everywhere. Duty to inform laws are different in every state, and they change over time. Some states require you to inform the officer immediately if you are carrying. Some require you to inform only if the officer asks. Some do not require you to inform at all. If you rely on old information, or a friend's advice, or a random post online, you can make a mistake that turns into a serious charge. And if you travel across state lines, the risk becomes bigger. Permit recognition, magazine limits, how a firearm must be stored in a vehicle, ammo rules, even what counts as concealed can change. You can be legal in one state and illegal after crossing a border. That's why research is not optional. For a gun owner, research is part of survival. So what should you say if your state requires you to inform? Keep it short and clean. Do not give extra details. Do not explain where you are going. Do not describe the exact location of the firearm unless asked. You can say, "Officer, I want to let you know I have a valid permit and I am legally carrying." Then stop and wait. If the officer asks where it is, answer briefly without moving your hands. "It is on my right hip," or "it is secured in the vehicle." No pointing, no reaching, no touching. Just short words. Now, here is one of the most important lessons in this whole video. Silence by itself is not always enough. Many people believe, "I will just stay quiet." But if you do not clearly invoke your rights, your silence can sometimes be interpreted in a way that hurts you. That's why you need a simple sentence ready in your mind, something you can say calmly when questions go beyond basic identification. These 5 words can protect you like a shield. I invoke my Fifth Amendment rights. Say it clearly, say it politely. You're not insulting the officer. You're not trying to start a fight. You're simply using your legal right to stop an investigative conversation. And when should you use it? Not when the officer asks for your driver's license, not when the officer asks for insurance. You provide required documents. But when the officer starts asking questions that feel like investigation, where are you coming from? Where are you going? Do you have anything illegal? Have you been drinking? This is where people talk themselves into disaster. You do not have to build a story on the roadside. Remember, the more you talk, the more you give away. Every extra sentence is another chance for misunderstanding, another chance for contradiction, another chance for a legal problem. CTA 1, fast and direct. If you carry a firearm, this is information you need before your next drive. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with one responsible gun owner today, because one traffic stop can change everything. Now let's talk about searches, because this is another place where innocent people accidentally destroy themselves. An officer might ask, "Do you mind if I take a look in your car?" A lot of people panic and think refusing will make them look guilty. So they say, "Sure, I have nothing to hide." They think that ends the stress. But legally, that is a big move. That is consent. You should learn one sentence and keep it simple. "Officer, I do not consent to any searches." Short, clear, calm. Do not soften it with extra words. Do not say, "I'd rather you didn't, but okay." Do not say, "Go ahead, just be quick." Do not say, "You can look, but don't mess anything up." Those lines can sound like permission. If an officer already has legal authority to search, they will search. Your consent is not needed. But if they do not have legal authority, your consent might be the only thing that lets them search. That's why your words matter. Also, do not fall into the helpful map trap. Some gun owners start listing details like, the gun is unloaded, it's under the seat, ammo is in the trunk, and there's a case in the back. That is not protecting you. That is giving a guided tour. You might be helping the officer locate things that could lead to more questions, more searching, or claims of probable cause. Now let's talk about one more powerful tool: recording. In many places, you are allowed to record police encounters as long as you do not interfere. A dash cam or phone recording can protect you because stress makes people forget what happened. Video does not forget. But laws vary, especially about audio recording, so you must know your local rules. If it is legal where you are, recording can be a smart form of protection. Now, let AS connect this to a situation that scares many gun owners. What to say after a self-defense incident on a 911 call? The same rule applies, basic facts only. Your adrenaline will be high. Your memory may be messy. You may say things you do not mean, so keep it short. Your location, you were attacked, you need police and medical help, description of yourself, then stop. No long explanations, no opinions, no full story. Ask for a lawyer before detailed questioning. The more you talk while stressed, the more risk you create. Now back to traffic stops again. Another mistake is passengers. If you have friends or family in the car, they might start talking, joking, or answering questions for you. That can create confusion and risk. Make a simple rule before driving. During a stop, everyone stays quiet unless spoken to by the officer. Also, understand the difference between refusing and resisting. Refusing consent is not resisting. Invoking your rights is not resisting. But physically fighting, refusing lawful commands, or acting aggressively can lead to arrest or worse. So the safest strategy is comply with safety instructions. Protect yourself with words and keep your behavior calm. If the officer says, "Step out of the vehicle," do not panic. In many places, officers can legally order you out during a stop. You can step out calmly. You can still refuse consent to searches. You can still invoke your rights if questions go too far. Now let's create a simple mental checklist you can remember under pressure. Pull over safely. Hands visible. Interior light on if dark. Slow movements. Give documents when asked. If duty to inform applies, "Officer, I have a valid permit and I am legally carrying." If investigative questions start, "I invoke my Fifth Amendment rights." If asked for a search, "Officer, I do not consent to any searches." Practice those lines out loud. Seriously, practice them in your car. Because in stress, you will not invent perfect wording. You will repeat what you trained. Practice equals survival. CTA 2, story style. Some people lose their rights and their savings not because they were criminals, but because they talked too much at the worst moment. Help someone avoid that. Like, subscribe, and share this video right now. Now, let's talk about something psychological. The need to sound innocent. People think silence looks guilty. They think refusing a search looks guilty. So they talk more. They smile more. They explain more. But the legal system does not work on feelings. It works on statements and evidence. You can be innocent and still create trouble with your words. For example, the officer asks, "Do you know why I stopped you?" Many people guess, "Maybe I was a little fast." That can be used as an admission. Or they say, "I only checked my phone for 1 second." That is also a problem. Or they start defending, "I wasn't speeding, everyone speeds here." Now the officer's attention goes up. The stop gets longer. The risk increases. You do not have to guess. You do not have to confess. You can say politely, "No, officer," or "I prefer not to answer questions." If the questioning becomes more serious, you know the 5 words. Another common mistake is sarcasm or anger. Never do that. Even if you feel disrespected, even if you believe the stop is unfair, the roadside is not the place to fight. The place to fight is later, through legal channels. On the roadside, your goal is to go home safe and free. Now let's zoom in on the gun location mistake again. because this is where gun owners get trapped. If you are not required to inform and you choose to mention the gun anyway, understand that you might be creating a new situation. That mention can lead to more commands, more steps, more risk. If you are required to inform, do it correctly. If you're not required, think carefully and follow your local law and training. The worst approach is panic speaking, where you suddenly blurt out information without thinking. Whatever you do, never combine gun talk with movement. Do not say "it's right here" while reaching. Keep hands on the wheel. Let the officer tell you what to do. Now let's talk about traveling again, because many people carry legally at home and get careless when traveling. If you cross a state line, you must know, is your permit recognized? Are there magazine limits? Are there storage requirements in the car? Are there duty to inform requirements? What about places where carry is banned? Do not trust old posts. Do not trust comments. Check current official sources or reliable legal resources. A mistake here can be expensive, stressful, and life-changing. Now here's the central message of this entire script, in simple words. Knowing your rights is not enough. You must use the right words at the right time. Your freedom is protected by knowledge and by language. Carrying a gun means you take responsibility seriously. Take legal responsibility seriously too. Because the biggest mistake during a traffic stop is often not the firearm. It is the extra sentence you did not need to say. Imagine 2 stops. Stop 1. The driver talks too much. They overshare. They point. They apologize. They try to explain. They accidentally consent to a search. The stop becomes bigger and more dangerous. Stop 2. The driver stays calm. Hands visible. Minimal words. Clear rights. No consent. The stop ends. They go home. Same day, same vehicle, same legal gun, different words, different future. CTA 3, command style. Stop scrolling for a second. This is real life protection. Hit likes, subscribe, and share this with your group chat or family. These lines only work if people learn them before they need them. Now let's end with a practical practice routine you can do in 2 minutes. When you sit in your car, say these lines calmly. Officer, I have a valid permit and I am legally carrying. I invoke my Fifth Amendment rights. Officer, I do not consent to any searches. Say them until they feel normal. Then you will not freeze. You will not panic talk. You will not accidentally give away your rights. And remember, you can be respectful and still be protected. You can be calm and still be firm. You can comply with safety commands and still refuse consent. You can be a lawful gun owner and still need legal protection because misunderstandings happen. Laws vary, and the system is not gentle with mistakes. This is why your best weapon is not only what you carry on your body. Your best weapon is knowledge and the right words at the right time. So the next time you see lights in your mirror, remember, slow down, breathe, hands visible, and keep your language clean. The goal is simple. Go home safe. Go home free. CTA 4, friendly closing. If this helped you even a little, please like the video, subscribe for more simple, real-world gun owner guidance, and share it with at least one person who carries. It could save them from a life-changing mistake.